Good evening, welcome to the SGS College Arena for Friday Night Hoops and the return of the Southwest Derby as the Bristol Flyers take on the visiting Plymouth Raiders right here on livebasketball.tv. The atmosphere is building here at the College Arena as Coach K's men face a doubleheader this weekend, and tonight they face a real test in Plymouth Raiders side that dumped them out of the cup and the trophy competition this season in the opening round. Thank you very much for joining us. Joel Osborne here alongside former Bristol Flyers captain and Plymouth Raiders player Gareth Till. And Gareth, Plymouth Raiders, Bristol Flyers, the rivalry's gone over these last few years since Flyers joined the BBL. It just gets better and better, doesn't it?
It does. What a great atmosphere it is as well here, Joel. A lot at stake today for both teams, you know, seeking those playoff places as well. So, yeah, like I said, the atmosphere is building really nicely now, and what a huge game you've got in store. Well,
let's just start by talking about the Flyers, and they're currently sitting outside of those all-important playoff places with a record of 8 wins, 11 losses, but 2 huge games now in the next 24 hours for them. They got Plymouth here tonight and Surrey Scorchers on Saturday night, so a real chance for them to really get back into playoff contention if they can get back to winning ways.
Yeah, it's crucial. I think this weekend's really important for Flyers. You know, chances of getting in the playoffs, really, I think it's as important as that. You know, it's been a rough kind of start to 2019 for Flyers. You know, what we have seen the last few games are the scoring's improved quite significantly. In February, they were kind of more where you'd expect to be around sort of the 85 to 90 points, and before that in January, they were struggling to get past 60, 75, you know, 70 points. So, but on the flip side of that, defensively, they've leaked in more points as well. So they've improved one aspect of the game offensively, but it's had a bit of an effect on the defense as well. So they need to try and find a solution where both ends are ticking over.
Well, they had that game last weekend against Newcastle Eagles away from home, and when I spoke to Coach Kapoulas after the game, he said you can see the improvement each week, and he said that's probably the best basketball he's seen his side play since, this calendar year. So, as you say, the improvement is there each week. It's just about turning those results now into wins on the court.
It is, and when you get in that habit of losing games, or you don't want to get into a habit of losing games, but those kind of 50-50 ones with the games in the line, if you're just in that little bit of a slump and things don't go your way, you know, it's almost when you're winning in your habit as well, it just kind of comes second nature that you know you're going to win as a team, and Flyers are just in that little slump line now. They have improved, they are playing well offensively, but they just can't get that important win to kind of elevate themselves up the league.
Well, they're going to have 2 games in the next 24 hours here at the Wise campus, and you look at the other end of the court with Plymouth Raiders, and you talk about players who are playing incredibly well in 2019. Dante Nicholas is right up there, a massive triple-double for him last weekend as well.
Yeah, what a player, Dante Nicholas. He looks so comfortable every time we've seen him here at the Wise Arena and other BBL games as well. He just looks very comfortable playing in the BBL. I notice he's in the top scoring charts. He's in rebounding, assists and steals as well, so he's just an all-round player. So, you know, obviously Flyers have done their homework on him, but also Hassan as well has been a big player for Plymouth. Second in the league in scoring, averaging around 22 points a game, so he's just kind of going under the radar a little bit, but he certainly gets the job done as well.
Well, as the teams take the court, we'll take you straight into tonight's starting lineup, starting with Coach K. Makes no changes to that side that played Newcastle Eagles last weekend. It's Jalen McLeod and Chris Taylor in the backcourt. They're joined by Justin Gray and Fred Thomas and Marcus Delpeche, who had that incredible game, 21 points on the night. For the Plymouth Raiders, it's Josh Wilshere, Devontavious Payne, Rashad Hassan, Zach Wells and Dante Nicholas, as the ball is won by the Plymouth Raiders. And here is Hassan being guarded by Marcus Delpeche. It's Wilshere now down low to Hassan, closely guarded by Delpeche. Now back top to Wilshere, drives left, strong finish, can't get the goods inside, and the rebound's gobbled up by Fred Thomas. Almost stolen away there by Nicholas as Thomas is put under pressure. Now swings it across to Taylor. Thomas is open down low, turn around, fadeaway jump shot, ball goes in and out, and Zach Wells picks up his first board.
Good patience by both teams early on, no rush shots there, both trying to go through their sets, looking for opportunities, ball just not dropping just yet.
Wilshere looking for Hassan, and the ball just slips out of his hands, and it's going to go the other way as Plymouth pick up their first turnover of the ball game.
Wilshere applying a bit of full court pressure on Jalen.
Jalen brings it up over the timeline. Now wide to Thomas. Gray skips it to Taylor. Thomas looking for it down low, now going to work on Nicholas. Shot clock at 8 seconds here, and Taylor able to draw the foul, and it's going to be on the floor as Plymouth Raiders pick up their first team foul.
Yeah, interesting to see since this kind of resurgence, Del Pesh and Chris Taylor starting for Coach K's team, and just kind of shaking things up a little bit there.
Gray drives baseline, count that one, and a foul. And certainly the way Coach K would have wanted to start this game, as Justin Gray gets a chance to convert a three-point play.
And Marcus certainly adding something inside as well. I think that's been very noticeable in the Flyers offense as well. Just having that inside presence, that post-up opportunity is creating more space on the outside for all the shooters as well. So I think that's been a smart move by Coach K as well. Just kind of giving defenses another kind of thing to worry about inside, having that inside presence.
We talk about Del Pesh, 21 points and 7 rebounds in that game against Newcastle Eagles last weekend, and really rewarded with a couple of starts now in the absence of Mike Vigor. Here is Nicholas. Wells comes on the ball screen. He's got a mismatch down low, and Nicholas able to draw the foul. It's going to be on Justin Gray, say the officials, and Raiders are going to get us back underway from the sideline. Of course, 3 meetings already between these two teams this season. Nice pass inside, and Wilshire gets fouled, and we have another wedgie on the court. I think it's the 3rd wedgie, or the 4th of the season. Yeah.
There we go. Very good.
Certainly one of those stats that Dan Routledge doesn't keep.
You might look into that now, though. Now it's happened a couple of times now. But a good play by Plymouth, Wilshire, underneath the basket there, and just got it jammed underneath, but good execution. Wilshire having a very solid season as well, averaging 17 points. Very good production there from the Plymouth point guard as well.
He's also an 82% free throw shooter on the season, so as he calmly knocks down the pair, and it's Flyers on top with that early 1-point lead. Fred Thomas feeds Del Pesh on the wing. Now back top to Justin Gray this time. Del Pesh is open inside. Nice pass inside, and there's Del Pesh to finish with a 2-handed slam.
Yeah, that's that inside presence. We're looking at that pick and roll there, going to the basket, and yeah, Marcus knows where to find the basket in those situations.
Here's Nicholas now, fakes the 3, drives inside, kicks it out to Wilshire. Again, fakes the 3. Nicholas once again, shot clock down to 7 seconds. And it's almost knocked loose there. It is stolen away by the Flyers. And now here they come the other way in transition. And it's Gray who fakes the 3, drives inside, scoops it up, no good. And now Plymouth have numbers the other way themselves in transition. And it's Wilshire. He's going to drive all the way to the basket. Beautiful layup. Soft touch around the rim with a left hand. Yeah,
nice transition from Plymouth there. Good solid defense, leading to the fast break. Wilshire with the easy layup there. Nice basketball from Plymouth.
Jalen McLeod. Ball screen comes from Del Pesh. It skips it top to Gray. Now Thomas, the screen comes from Gray again, and Gray fires up a contested 3, which is way short on that one, but the offensive rebound gobbled up by Chris Taylor, and Payne and Taylor both end up on the deck. And the jump ball is called. It's going to go to the possession arrow, which points towards the Flyers.
Good pace of the game already, you can tell. Both teams are up for this, diving on every loose ball. I think everyone knows how important this is.
Ball's into Marcus Del Pesh, now top to McLeod. Of course, 2 former ETSU college teammates going head-to-head today, as Taylor fires up a deep 3, and it's way off the mark on that one. As mentioned, 2 former college teammates in Devontavious Payne and Jalen McLeod, both backcourt teammates last season at ETSU. Here's Wilshire now. Nicholas fakes the 3, spin move, step back. Nice pass to find Payne, who drives baseline, but only to the hands of Chris Taylor. And now Thomas on the wing, directing traffic now for the Flyers. Del Pesh was looking for it down low. Last touch, though, by Zach Wells. good defence. That could certainly be a great matchup to watch, Del Pesh against Wales.
Yeah, there's a few good matchups here, and as you said, both teams playing pretty good team defence right now as well. Nothing easy for Thomas or Deontay Nichols right now. Both teams playing really well on the defensive end.
Del Pesh chopped to McLeod, guarded closely by Wilshere. Now Wells switches on him. Good defence there from Zach Wells, stood tall, and Jalen McLeod commits the turnover.
Yeah, he hedged the screen quite well there. Jalen just ran out a bit of court there as well, so I'm sure if he was in the open court, he'd have been a bit of trouble, but managed to force him out and get the turnover.
Nicholas inbounds to Wilshere, get us underway. Just a 1-point game here as we approach the midway point of this first quarter. Nicholas, ball screen from Wells. Now he's being guarded by Fred Thomas down low, and there he gets into Wells once again, going to work down low on Thomas. Strong move, hook shot no good. Another rebound falls to Thomas. Now McLeod, top of the three-point line. Hands off with Fred Thomas. The ball screen comes from Del Pesh, but Thomas fires up for three, and Thomas drains the three. And Bristol Flyers have that 4-point lead. Nicholas looking to respond with a three of his own, and a bit too much on that one, but the long rebound falls to Payne. And a second chance opportunity now for the Raiders. And the foul's called on Del Pesh as on the entry pass to Hassan.
Yeah, too much hands on there, just trying to push him off the block there as well. A little bit too obvious for the referee there, so got pulled up on it.
As Del Pesh takes a seat after picking up his first foul of the evening, and Daniel Adozi will take the assignment of guarding Zach Wells. Wilshere inbound from the baseline. Nice curl from Nicholas, and he can't finish, and Daniel Adozi gets his first rebound of the evening.
Yeah, solid stance there by Dan, just stayed solid. Nichols couldn't get the shot away.
5 minutes to go now in this opening quarter, and it's a 4-point lead for the hometown Flyers. Gray's wide open for three, back of the iron. Another rebound falls to Zach Wells. Wilshere up against McLeod, falls, just has a slip there on the baseline, and it's stolen away by McLeod. And it's a 3-on-2 opportunity now for the Flyers, and Jalen McLeod, counter and a foul. Fans are on their feet at the Wise campus. Jalen McLeod now has a chance to give Flyers their biggest lead of the game at the foul line.
Yeah, good fast break again coming from the defensive end. Managed to get the steal. Teammate didn't call out the double team. Pinched his pocket and off he went to the races. And the danger man picks up a foul on the fast break there.
And Paul James quickly calls a timeout on the floor as Bristol Flyers, they lead 10 points to 4 with 4.5 minutes to go in this opening quarter. And as the players take a quick break, we will too. We'll see you in just a couple of moments' time. Welcome back to the SGS College Arena, where Bristol Flyers lead the Plymouth Raiders. An early 6-point lead for the hosts. They lead 10 points to 4. And there's one other game going on, well, two other games going on in the BBL Championship tonight. Newcastle Eagles are taking on the Glasgow Rocks, who are also fighting with the Flyers to get back into those playoff places. And it's Glasgow Rocks that trail the Eagles early on up at the Community Arena. They trail 17-13 with just under 4 minutes to go in the opening quarter. And Sheffield Sharks have a big lead out in Worcester as they lead 24-12 over the Wolves. As we get back underway here at the Wise campus, the Flyers lead 11 points to 4 after the made free throw from Jalen McLeod. Here's Wilshere, top to Järvelainen. Had that incredible game in the BBL Cup, Järvelainen, against the Flyers, a season high 29 points as he gets fouled, and has his chance to get his first tally from the foul line.
Yeah, really solid player coming off the bench as well to have that sort of impact. I'm pretty sure Paul James likes to have that firepower coming off if things aren't quite happening, which they're struggling at the minute with 4 points to bring on Yunus. You know, he can certainly change a game pretty quickly if he gets hot. So Flyers will need to be aware of the Estonian.
Speaking of the bench, Tevin Fowson also enters the game for the first time tonight for Bristol. Justin Gray is the one to make way for him. Jarvalainen comes up short on the first, able to make the second. And the Flyers lead is out to 6. Thomas top to Tevin Fowson. Hands off with Chris Taylor. Taylor feeds Fowson again, who's open for 3. And the ball rattles around the rim. Rashad Hassan is first to it. And here comes Wilshere now for the Raiders. Good defense there from McLeod to knock it loose out of Wilshere's hands. And Raiders are going to get us underway from the baseline.
Yeah, Jalen very good at getting his hands in there, just trying to tap the ball away. Nearly got away with one there. Big screen by Yunus.
Here is Jarvalainen now inside to Hassan, going to work on Tevin Fowson. Hook shot, floats it up, back of the rim, and Fred Thomas grabs his 3rd rebound of the night as he pulls up for 3. And Fred Thomas drains the triple as he talks to Dante Nicholas back on defense. Yeah. And Flyers lead their biggest of the game so far at 9.
That's going to be one heck of a battle coming up with these two, Thomas and Nichols going at each other, guarding each other both ends of the floor.
Jarvalainen splits the D and able to finish inside. And
call for goaltending there, just slapping the backboard there.
That the basket will count, and it's going to be Tevin Fowson to inbound for the Flyers. The score is 14 points to 7. And a hot start for Fred Thomas so far tonight as he leads the way for Bristol with 6 points to go along with his 3 rebounds. And not far behind, Jalen McLeod and Justin Gray on 3 points apiece. Thomas hands off with McLeod. Ball screen comes from Adozie. McLeod turns the corner, floats it up, floats it in.
Lovely finish. So soft off the backboard there, going high, just dropping in. So quick going to the basket, very hard to stop.
Here is Adekoya into the game for the first time tonight. And Wilshere now feeds it top to Jarvalainen.
There's a big mismatch inside if they can see it.
Jalen McLeod steals it away. Flyers have numbers once again. McLeod floats it up and a bit of miscommunication there, but on the alley-oop, I think Thomas had ideas and McLeod a bit too much on the pass. And there's another wedgie, Gareth.
Is that a wedgie though, or is that just balanced on the top?
I mean, it's pretty wedged in there.
But just going back to the last Plymouth play as well, Hassan had such a mismatch underneath the basket, and they opted to bounce pass into him with Jalen McLeod on him. They need to be getting that up high to him so he can turn around and finish. You know, strange pass, strange decision there to give him the ball there.
It's a 9-point lead for the Flyers, matches their biggest of the game so far. 2.5 minutes to go in this first quarter as Zubiaro ball goes off the foot there of a Bristol Flyers player, so the shot clock is going to be reset to 14 seconds. And Plymouth are going to inbound from the baseline. Lewis Champion getting set to make his first stint off the bench. Ball's into Ubiaro. Hassan's open, mid-range 2, knocks it down. And Rashad Hassan gets his first points of the evening.
Showing his range there, does a lot of work inside, but can certainly knock down that mid-range jumper as well.
Just over 2 minutes to go in this opening quarter, and McLeod floats on it from deep 3, and it's a 10-point lead now for the Bristol Flyers.
McLeod getting it done as well, going to the bucket and also stroking it from 3 as well, just showing what he's capable of.
Under 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Flyers 19, Raiders 9. They've done well to hold them to just 9 points in this opening 10 minutes. Jarvalainen's open for 3 and it's blocked by Thomas, and Jarvalainen again for 3. But the shot clock expires as the fans are on their feet here to Wise Campus. Great defense from Fred Thomas.
Great intensity from Bristol. They've certainly come out to play. Plymouth as yet haven't got an answer, but we're still in the first quarter. Plenty of time in this game to go for all the Plymouth fans.
Bit of full court pressure now being played by Wilshire, just looking to disrupt Flyers' offense. Lewis Champion checked in for the first time tonight. Mayan Dombe now top to 1,000. Here's Champion once again. Edozie looking for it down low. Thomas curling off the screen, puts it up, fouled on the three-point jump shot. And Thomas had a chance to shoot 3 shots here from the foul line. Certainly not what you want to see as a head coach when you foul a three-point jump shooter.
No, that was a bit clumsy. I've got to say, came off the screen there. He wasn't particularly in good control. He kind of just nearly got there, but then just followed through with a bit too much. He just could have stood off with his hand up and see what happened, but he made the contact, and when you're as experienced as Fred Thomas, you're going to make the most of that opportunity.
Fred Thomas finds himself at the free throw line, and he had a fantastic game on the road last weekend, just shy of a double-double, as he finished with 20 points and 9 rebounds. And he's really found his form, Gareth, in this second half of the season in particular.
Yeah, he has. He's really stepped up, you know, really clicking. Yeah, he's kind of being the leader of this team right now. He's taking the responsibility, but on both ends of the floor as well. We just saw his defense down one end, but he can also do it on the offensive end as well. Real team player, and really good to see him ply his trade in Bristol.
Of course, he joined the club from Kongsberg Miners. Not the first player to join the Flyers from Kongsberg Miners. Of course, the same club that Brandon Boggs came from, and we all know what a fantastic player he was in a Bristol Flyers uniform. Named Defensive Player of the Year out there in Norway, and with 1 block tonight so far. Certainly showed his defensive prowess against the Raiders. First free throw is good for Fred Thomas. He's a 76% free throw shooter on the season. And now gets his personal tally up to 8. And a chance now to get his 9th point of this game so far. And the ball goes off the mark. Offensive rebound, almost chased down, and it falls to 1,000. But the foul is called on Edozie just before. And it's going to be the 5th personal foul, the 5th team foul, beg your pardon, on the Flyers. So we'll go from one end of the court to the other, as Wilshire now is going to get a chance to shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, both teams in the penalty now on fouls. So any foul offensively will be 2 free throws.
Plenty of fouls in this first quarter. Certainly a taste of a rivalry game about it.
Yeah, and that's what you want from a Southwest derby, right? You want a full-blooded, committed game, and that's what we're seeing so far, with Flyers just slightly edging it on the offensive end, but as you said, there's a long way to go so far.
Wilshire goes 1 for 2 from the free throw line, and he cuts the lead to 11. Minute and a half to go in this opening quarter. Here's Klaus Mayan Dombe, top to 1,000. Champion guarded by Wilshire. Former teammates at Reading Rockets back in the Division 1 days. And that was, seems like yesterday, but so long ago that. Flyers' final year in the BBL, I think it was.
NBL.
NBL, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, club's come a long way in a short space of time, and time certainly goes quickly. How many years now in the BBL?
It's their 5th season in the BBL, and of course those guys were teammates 6 years ago. Of course, Lewis Sayers also had a stint with Reading Rockets, so plenty of BBL talent coming from that Div 1 club. Sure, it won't be too long in the future we'll see Reading themselves make that step up into the BBL.
Yeah, I think there's been talk of them doing it. I think the facility's a bit of an issue for those guys as well, but you know, a great club in the National League for sure, and yeah, I'm sure the fans at Reading would love to see them in the BBL at some point soon.
Here's Shelton now for the Adakoya, I beg your pardon, for the Raiders. Now wide to Akiki. Here is Shelton, mid-range 2, back of the iron. Rebound falls to 1,000. Flyers come the other way with Lewis Champion. Champion turns the corner, kicks it out. Great ball movement here from the Flyers, and 1,000 fakes it inside, finds Mayan Dombe, who drives baseline. Fantastic ball movement. Daniel Edozie's there on the follow. It's like clockwork out there right now.
Yeah, good unselfish basketball. We haven't seen enough of that, I don't think, from Bristol this year, but they actually enjoyed that, moving the ball around, giving up shots. Eunice back with a dagger though, big shot. But yeah, nice to see that from Bristol. Just sharing that ball, making that extra pass, making the defense work.
Up to 25 points in this first quarter, and of course that's been one of the key struggles of Coach K's side in recent weeks, and certainly what he'd want to see on the board after the first 10 minutes. Mayan Dombe shoots the three, no good. As the clock winds down for the end of the first quarter, it's Bristol Flyers that lead this Southwest derby 25 points to 13. It's been a great game so far, Gareth.
Yeah, it's been really entertaining. You know, Plymouth slightly down at the minute, but you know, they're competing. Bristol just having the edge on the offensive end. They're playing pretty solid defense though as well, but you know, we've seen this plenty of times in the BBL as well, that this game's far from done, and it'll just take one or two players like Deontay Nichols to get hot, and you never know what can happen. So yeah, good start from Bristol, but plenty of more time and action to come in this game.
Well, we've reached the end of the opening quarter here in Bristol, and it's the hometown Flyers that have that 12-point lead. We'll be back with you in a couple of moments' time. Welcome back to the SGS College Arena, where the hometown Flyers lead the Plymouth Raiders 25 points to 13 after the first 10 minutes, and it's Fred Thomas and Jaden McLeod with 8 points apiece to lead all scorers, and Jarvalainen again putting on a performance from the bench with 6 points to lead the Raiders, and Josh Wilshire is not far behind on 5 points himself, as both teams are back out there on the court as we get set to get underway for this second period. And balls into Akiki as he's being guarded by Champion. Ball screen comes from Jarvalainen as he shrugs off of Lewis Champion, and the offensive foul is called there on Jarvalainen.
Yeah, you can't just force off like that. You know, Lewis doing a good job there making the most of that, but yeah, you just can't throw a player off. And Eunice getting picked up for it.
As Mayan Dombe is looking to inbound, finds Lewis Champion, and Akiki's playing full court pressure now for Plymouth. Ball screen comes from Fowler, now hands off with Mayan Dombe. Out to Champion once again. Taylor finds himself open. Defense collapses on Daniel Adozi. He just bulldozes his way through 4 players.
Muscles his way in. Yeah. Again, you know, spreading the floor. They're playing 4 out, 1 in. Drive and kick basketball, and Adozi there right underneath the basket, just dumping off. Strong move and strong finish.
And Zubiaro now inside to Jarvalainen. Mismatch here on Mayan Dombe, and the foul is called on Mayan Dombe. Just got caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
Yeah, he was doing a pretty good job until that point. Probably didn't need just to reach in there as well, but probably panicked a little bit seeing the size, getting post up there and just tried to steal the ball and made a bit of contact.
And a couple of chances in this game, a couple of mismatches, just haven't quite been able to take full advantage of those mismatches as Raiders come up short once again. Another rebound forced at 7,000. Flyers chance now to extend their lead. Mayan Dombe drives inside, looking for Adozi, wide open. Daniel Adozi gets it a go, beautiful reverse layup, and
wow,
a couple of back-to-back scores now for Adozi. He came to play tonight.
Yeah, all the guys have come to play tonight as well. Good finish by Daniel Adozi with the reverse layup there. A bit of finesse, but again, good ball movement. Oh, lovely pass.
What a pass there as Akiki lays it in for 2. Nubiaro bang on the money.
Very good vision there, right underneath the basket, wide open. And Plymouth needed that for sure.
Taylor dribbles it top of the 3-point line, looking for Adozi inside, and it's last touched by the Plymouth Raiders. Gray and McLeod both into the game as Fowson and champion take a seat, and for the Raiders it's Akiki Shelton and Ubiaro taking a breather.
Yeah, both teams bringing their big guns back in now for this 8 minutes of the second quarter. Dante Nicholas back in the game.
Chris Taylor's getting set to inbound the ball for the Flyers.
Bristol found themselves with 4 players on the court then. Panos sat down and he wasn't subbed out.
Here's McLeod, fires up for 3. The shot clock winding down, it's way off the mark. Hassan, the rebound falls to Hassan. Here is Nicholas. Hands off with Wilshire. Skips it to Hassan. Goes to work on Edozie. It's good defense from the big fella, but there's Nicholas on the offensive rebound and the foul. And now he has a chance to complete a 3-point play.
Yeah, frustrating call that for a coach when there's not really much chance you can be able to block a shot, particularly on a player like Dante Nicholas. So yeah, just giving him an extra point for no real reason, but that man making an impact on the game, straight back into it.
Had quite a quiet start in the opening quarter. It's his first score of the night, in fact, and chance for him to really get going now from the foul line. The lead is 11 points here. There's just under 8 minutes to go in the first half. Here's Fred Thomas. Top to Edozie. Now swings it to McLeod. Taylor turns the corner. Now Edozie sets the ball screen. McLeod splits the defense. Good ball movement again from the Flyers. And Thomas is open for 3. And it's a bit short. And the ball didn't hit the ring and the shot clock expires. So it's good defense now from Plymouth there.
Yeah, solid defense from the Raiders. You can just feel the momentum slightly begin to change in Plymouth's favour here as well. Flyers need to make sure they're getting stops on the defensive end, but Plymouth are getting a little bit of joy now on both ends of the floor.
Hassan into Nicholas, guarded by Thomas. Goes to work inside, fakes it, blocked by Fred Thomas. And now here's Taylor the other way in transition for 3. And he gets fouled on the 3-point jump shot by Adekoya. And the second time now Plymouth have fouled a 3-point jump shooter. And Taylor's got a chance to go to the free throw line.
Yeah, with those pull-up threes on transition there, you need to make sure those ones go in, because that's one of them when you've got kind of numbers and stuff like that, you need to be confident to take them. And unfortunately for Chris Taylor, he had a player charging out. They managed to pick up the foul.
It's one of those ones where when you shoot a 3-point jump shot in transition, you don't mind, that shot going up because you've got so many rebounders around the floor as well. So
that's right. On a transition, though, if you're out on your own and you're taking that 3, chances are that the defending team will get the ball. But if you're feeling it, you're feeling it, and that's normally how it goes. If you feel confident, to knock down those shots. Really good when they go in, but when they miss, it's a bit frustrating.
Chance to Taylor to put Flyers up by 14, and he does so from the foul line. And Wilshire now guarded closely by Jalen McLeod. Wilshire turns the corner. Top to Nicholas, guarded by Thomas. Now Delpesh is guarding Nicholas on the switch, and Nicholas puts it up off the mark. Hassan's there on the offensive rebound and puts it in.
Just beat the shot clock there. Not happening so far for Nicholas, though. He's not quite in his rhythm just yet.
Here's Justin Gray, swings it to Taylor. Thomas is looking for it down low, finds McLeod at the 3-point line. Now Gray on the wing, step back, looking for Delpesh down low. Shot clock down to 7 seconds. Delpesh goes to work on Hassan, and a nice floater in the lane. Soft touch and gets the friendly roll.
Yeah. Again, Marcus Delpesh going to work inside, liking that kind of rotation with him and Daniel Edozie, offering good presence inside.
Hassan again can't finish on the offensive end, and nothing seems to drop for Plymouth right now. It's Fred Thomas, guarded by Adekoya. Fred Thomas pulls up for 3.
Oh my goodness!
Smashes the triple. Fred's beating it right now.
Fred has come to play. He's sick of losing games.
On top by 17 points now here, the Flyers, and the Raiders could risk this game running away from them in the opening half. Wilshere for mid-range 2, and he can't finish. And now Flyers have numbers once again here. It's Taylor now just opting to hold it up. McLeod thought about the 3, drives inside, takes the contact, and McLeod puts it in for 2. And a timeout's called on the floor by Plymouth Raiders. Bristol Flyers now their biggest lead in this one, 39 points to 21. You feel the momentum was starting to shift towards Raiders' favour, and all of a sudden Flyers answer back with a quick 6 points.
Absolutely, yeah, we were thinking Plymouth getting back in the game, but all of a sudden blitz on the defensive end leading to scores, and they're getting inside, outside, drives to the basket, 3-pointers being knocked down as well, and Plymouth's 3 leading scorers are really struggling on the offensive end there as well. So yeah, Paul James has got his work cut out now to try and find a way to get that scoreboard ticking over. But yeah, Flyers are hot right now.
Well, Flyers are hot, and as Paul James takes a timeout, we will take a quick timeout too. It's Bristol Flyers 39, Plymouth Raiders 21. Welcome back to the SGS College Arena, where the hometown Flyers lead the Plymouth Raiders 39 points to 21 in the Southwest Derby. Of course, Flyers already have that 1-0 season series lead, so a win tonight for Coach K's men will see Flyers take the series against the Raiders, which could prove quite costly at the end of the season if both teams are level on points.
Yeah, very much so. You know, it's the sort of things you don't really think about at the start of the season, but when it gets tight like that, the head-to-head against teams can become all important.
Nicholas comes up short on the 3. The rebound's gathered in by Gray. And Flyers again have defensively holding Plymouth to just 21 points in this first half. Here's Jaden McLeod. Guarded by Adekoya. Ball screen comes from Del Pesh. McLeod goes the other way. McLeod all the way to the rim. Lays it in for 2. And Jaden McLeod's having himself a game right now for the Flyers. Gets his personal tally up to 12 points.
Yeah, Plymouth are really struggling on both ends of the floor.
Foul's called off the ball from on Chris Taylor.
The Plymouth, the players out there, they just look a little bit shell-shocked right now. They're not too sure what's going on, but we know that can change pretty quickly. But at the moment, they seem to be a little bit disarray at that there.
A bit of words from the referee between Del Pesh and Hassan, and he said, yep, no more of that. And very physical battle down low there between the two big men. Järvelainen drives against Gray, puts it up, strong move from Järvelainen, and a technical foul has been called on Paul James.
No, I think it was on Dante Nicholas.
Oh, I beg your pardon, no, it was on, yeah, Dante Nicholas. Got a bit quick on that one.
He did, yeah. But he's struggling tonight. He's not having a game today. He's complaining, things aren't happening for offensively. Just been teed up as well. Looks like he's going to be taking a seat as well.
Takes a breather, and Adekoya is getting set to return to the game. And just 3 points so far tonight for Dante Nicholas. Certainly want to be a half to forget for him. Fred Thomas now is at the free throw line for the Flyers. He knocks down the technical free throw. It's going to be Flyers ball now in their own back court. It's a 20-point lead here for the Bristol Flyers, which is their biggest lead of the game so far. With just 5 minutes to go now in this opening half. Here's Justin Gray up against Hassan, skips it to Fred Thomas, fires up for 3, and Fred's been feeling it all night so far. Offensive rebound gathered in by
nice
Gray.
play.
And beautiful fake from Gray to draw that contact on Hassan. And now Justin Gray has a chance to double the Raiders' score here, Gareth, from the foul line.
Yeah, the Flyers are just playing really well. I mean, in previous games, like what we've seen in the season, you know, Justin may have pulled up for that jump shot earlier on, but they're actually moving the ball, looking for better options. You can certainly see they've been working on that in practice and just being a little bit more unselfish and looking for those better shots, and it's just benefiting everyone. And yeah, Flyers are definitely stepping up.
Gray knocks down the first free throw. His tally up to 4 points so far tonight for him. It's Fred Thomas and Jalen McLeod who lead the way with 12 points apiece to lead all scorers. And Järvelainen still putting in that shift off the bench with 8 points for him to lead Plymouth in scoring. Here's Wilshere now top to Järvelainen, skips it to Payne. Now Adekoya, top of the three-point line. Wilshere, ball screen comes from Järvelainen and it's stolen away by Fred Thomas. He's all alone to the basket and Fred Thomas having fun out there, Gareth.
He's having a great game and the crowd are up for this. The Flyers have come to play in the Southwest Derby.
And Bristol Flyers are rampant here on the offensive end. Järvelainen, Payne goes back door. Now into Hassan, he's being guarded by Del Pesh and it's almost stolen away again from the Flyers, and Taylor dies on the loose ball and quickly helped to his feet by Justin Gray. They're everywhere right now, the Flyers.
Yeah, they're hungry for it. They're on this losing streak and they are desperate to get out of it, and they're up for this win, tonight.
Shot clock down to 6 seconds here. And Wilshere struggling to get it in, finds Järvelainen, tough shot from him. Ball, air ball, but falls to the hands of Payne, who lays it in for two, and they needed that, the Plymouth Raiders.
Yeah, welcome points for the Plymouth Raiders there.
Here's Fred Thomas, now top to McLeod. Just looking to slow things down. Coach Kapula's calling out the play. McLeod, ball screen comes from Del Pesh. McLeod skips it to Thomas on the baseline. Shot clock at 5 seconds now. And Fred Thomas got caught up there, had to put it up, and it goes way off the mark. And now here's Wilshere, brings it up over the timeline. Nice move from Wilshere, but just a little bit too much on the layup, and now McLeod crosses over, looking to draw the contact. Flyers all over the court right now. Thomas fakes the three, drives middle, pulls up mid-range two, and Järvelainen gathers in the rebound.
End-to-end stuff right now. Both teams pushing the ball.
Wilshere feeds Järvelainen, who's open for three, and the ball rattles around the rim, and they just can't buy a bucket, Plymouth, at the moment.
And that's a good look there by Järvelainen.
And now McLeod brings it up over the half court, closely guarded by Wilshere with just over 3 minutes to go in this opening half. McLeod turns the corner, skips it out to Taylor, open for three, and banks it in. I think I heard him call bank from up here, Gareth.
Yeah, when it's going your way, it's going your way. That's all I can say. And Plymouth will be shaking their heads at that. I'm not too sure why the game stopped.
And Nicholas comes back into the game after that short break. And, just 3 points tonight. They'll really need him to get back into this game if Plymouth want any chance of mounting a comeback in this one.
Yeah, crucial. They need to get some production from him and Hassan as well, and Josh Wilshere. You know, 3 of these guys are in the top 20 scorers, and they need to get going pretty quickly.
Nicholas drives inside and able to draw the foul on Chris Taylor. And one thing, if you're struggling from the field, it's a good way to get yourself to the free throw line to really get that momentum going again. Yeah,
definitely. If you've got that in your locker and trying to get to the basket and create opportunities, create foul situations there. So, you know, one thing is that Nicholas will find a way to get it done from his point of view. You know, he's an experienced campaigner, plenty of skills in the locker, so he'll find a way.
Nicholas knocks down the first, and he's an 80% free throw shooter on the season, averaging 17.5 points a game, leads the way for Plymouth. Ball last touched by the Raiders, say the referee. Is Lewis Champion. Hands off with Panos Mayendombe. Now Chris Taylor drives inside, turn around looking for options, but finds Del Pesh down low, up against Hassan, fakes it inside, turns it over to Payne, and now Raiders have numbers and Payne's off to the races. Easy layup for him. And Coach Kapula straight away wants to put a stop to that run, quickly calls timeout on the floor.
Yeah, we've been kind of seen Payne a little while there, but on the fast break there, there's another player that can be a big player for Plymouth as well. But yeah, Coach Kapula's just put a little end to that little run there that Plymouth put together. Just to chat things through, just take the momentum out.
It's a 22-point lead for the Bristol Flyers as we take a quick break with 2 minutes to go in this second quarter. We'll be back with you in a couple of moments' time. Welcome back to the SGS College Arena, where Bristol Flyers have had a fantastic first half here against the Plymouth Raiders as they look to return to winning ways. They've had just one win in their last 11 games in all competitions, and you can tell out there on the court right now, Gareth, they're hungry to get back to winning ways. Yeah, they certainly are. They've certainly been building up to this game. It's been a little while coming as well, but everything kind of happening for them right now. But as we know, Joel, things can turn around fairly quickly. So as good a half as Flyers have, Plymouth are very capable of having a good second half as well, and they can start chipping away right now. A bit of full court pressure now from Plymouth as Champion able to get it to Thomas. Now Mayendombe, ball screen comes from Del Pesh. Del Pesh puts it on a plate but can't finish inside. And now Raiders off to the races again in transition, and Payne goes to the rim, can't finish, but there's Hassan on the follow. And now you feel momentum starting to shift in Plymouth's favour. Yeah, good hustle play by Plymouth, transitioned in numbers there as well and grabbed the offensive board and put it back. And again, the full court pressure coming from Plymouth as Champion gets it to Mayendombe. Gray's inside, floats it up, and Gray floats it in. That's one way to beat the full court pressure defense. It is. That's the one way to get it off as well, is if you kind of can beat it down the floor and get easy layups. Nicholas open for three, fakes it, but finds Payne for three from the baseline, who can't finish. And Palmer chases down the rebound, but it falls to the hands of Lewis Champion. Champion guarded by Palmer. Ball screen comes from Gray, now being guarded by Jarvalainen. Gray skips it, finds Mayendombe open on the baseline. It's way off the mark, but there's Del Pesh who grabs the offensive rebound, puts it in for two. Del Pesh has been active on the boards here tonight. Yeah, Del Pesh, we previously mentioned, really having a good couple of last few weeks in the BBL, making a real difference for this Bristol team. It's been a real task for him tonight to guard Rashad Hassan as well, and he gets called for the foul inside, and Hassan is going to go straight to the foul line because Flyers are in the penalty. And I think Daniel Adozi is getting set to return to the game. Chris Taylor also checking back into the game. Justin Gray is the one to take a seat. And both Adozi and Del Pesh have done a fantastic job on containing Rashad Hassan, who is fourth in the BBL in the field goal percentage, as he comes up short on the first free throw. Rashad Hassan, 76% free throw shooter on the season. So a rare miss for him. And a rare pair of misses for Rashad Hassan as Adozi gathers in another rebound. Flyers can go 2 for 1 here if they're quick enough. Thomas, top the Champion, holds it up a little bit longer. And it's almost stolen away there by Payne, but back to the hands of Champion. Shot clock down to 6 seconds here. Champion turns the corner, feeds Thomas for 3. Back iron, rebound gathered in by Nicholas, and now Payne has Järvelainen there on the wing. Finds Järvelainen for 3. Front iron, rebound falls to Palmer, and it's last touched by Palmer, so Flyers will hold it up here for these last 12 seconds of the first half.
Yeah, going to make a quick substitution. McLeod coming in.
It's one of those ones where, in practice, you kind of draw up these late game situations, or situations when you've got around one possession and you have certain lineups for certain situations. So McLeod comes in, Taylor comes out, and 10 seconds to go in this first half. Here's Champion. Champion turns the corner, and it's stolen away by Palmer, stolen back by Edozie. Palmer heaves it from his own half, and that's going to do it for the end of the first half. A fantastic first half for the Bristol Flyers. They've held Plymouth Raiders to just 29 points in the first 20 minutes, and they've really struggled to get it going offensively in this first half, Gareth.
Yeah, really important, as we mentioned, that the Flyers' offense the last few games has been really good, but to the detriment of their defense. Tonight they're showing both sides of the floor, showing really good intention, good hustle on the defensive end, doing good responsibility, picking up the players as well. And Plymouth just not really getting any look on the offensive end. All their top scorers seem to be struggling a little bit to get the scoreboard ticking over. But basketball's a long game, got a half to go. Anything can happen, and what an exciting game of basketball is so far.
Well, Fred Thomas leads the way for the Flyers, leads all scorers with 14 points to go along with 5 rebounds, and Jalen McLeod not far behind on 12 for the home team. And for the visitors, they're led by Järvelainen with 8 points off the bench, and Rashad Hassan has 6, and Dante Nicholas, who's coming off that triple-double last weekend, just 4 points to go along with 2 rebounds. They really need to get him in the game in this second half.
They do, but you've got to give credit to the Bristol players as well. Fred Thomas has been guarding him for most of the time he's been on court. You know, just everywhere he's there. I'm sure they've scouted him on what he likes to do as well. But like I said, he's such a talented player. There are different ways that he'll try and get scores, and I'm sure Paul James will figure that out in the half-time. You know, he's an experienced campaigner. You know, he's been in situations like this. There's no need to panic. They just need to find, and there were glimpses of them trying to get back in the game, but you know, Bristol able to have an answer to that for parts of that. So yeah, still anyone's game.
Well, we've reached the half here at the SGS College Arena, and it's the Bristol Flyers with a big lead over their Southwest rivals, 53 points to 29. We'll see you in just around 10 minutes' time. Welcome back to the SGS College Arena, where the hometown Flyers lead the Plymouth Raiders 53 points to 29 at the half. I'm joined by former Bristol Flyers captain and Plymouth Raiders player Gareth Till. And Gareth, it's been a struggle on the offensive end for Plymouth, but again, that's testament to Flyers' fantastic defense in this opening half.
Yeah, they've done a really good job. You know, it's the best game they've played all season, I would say. Certainly at the SGS Wise Arena, you know, both ends of the floor, they put on a good dominant display there as well. But you know, it's half-time, takes the momentum out of the game a little bit now as well, and we'll have to see how Plymouth respond and if they have an answer to Bristol's defence, and whether they can get things going a little bit at the moment, because their key players offensively have struggled in that first half. But you know, it won't take much for one of those guys to get going again and turn the game a little bit, so we'll see what happens.
Still plenty of time for Plymouth to mount a comeback here at the SGS College Arena. We've seen it before, and at the Wise campus. I remember a game a couple of years ago in that Southwest derby. I think it was a couple of threes back-to-back in the last 6 or so seconds. So
yeah, we saw Daryl Corletto turn the game on its head. I think we mentioned that last time we had Plymouth visit here as well. So, you know, they do have history of doing these sort of things.
Gray fakes the three, but no good on the 2. And here's Nicholas the other way for the Raiders, skips it out to Wilshire, who fakes a 3 of his own. Hassan's going to work down low on Del Pesh, puts it up, no good. Good defense from the big fella. And Justin Gray now looking to bring it up over the timeline. Taylor wide open for 3, and he splashes the triple, and that's certainly the way the Flyers would have wanted to start this second half. Yeah,
2 stops at the defensive end, and then a triple to get themselves going as well. Yeah, that'll just settle any sort of kind of nerves coming into the second half and any fears of momentum changes.
I think Nicholas took a knock to the face on that last possession, but back out there playing now, and Hassan turns it over. And so you thought that momentum could have changed at the half-time. It's Flyers They're certainly on top in these opening exchanges, Gareth.
Yeah, it's not a strong start from Plymouth. They were hoping they'd probably come out hot and try and get a few things going, but we've seen turnovers and a few tough shots there as well, and Bristol getting off the board with a 3.
Taylor looking to lob it up to Fred Thomas, but a bit of miscommunication, but Flyers will retain possession here, and McLeod is directing traffic at the top of the 3-point line.
Yeah, they fancy McLeod one-on-one here.
Nice pass to feed Delpesh, and able to reverse layup off the glass. And the lead, Gareth, is 29 points here.
Just so different how the team have turned around their offensive fortunes. You know, every kind of offense that we saw them in other games was so difficult. It was difficult shots, but things are happening all over the place.
And Devontavious Payne splashes the triple, and they certainly needed that to get their offense going. And Gray feeds it to Thomas, and they got lucky there, the Flyers. The ball ends up with McLeod. Beautiful pass from McLeod to feed Thomas, and just when you thought the offense had broken down, Fred Thomas out there putting on a show.
Nice pass as well by Jada. There's a fairly big way out there, and he managed to put it right on the money.
Foul called on Marcus Delpesh, and that's the first team foul of this third quarter. 60 points to 32 here, Gareth, with 7 minutes to go in this third quarter. We've often seen Flyers score 60 points in a game in recent weeks, as Wilshire does well there to drive inside and draw the foul.
Yeah, confidence is a strange thing, you know. They're obviously full of confidence from the first quarter and get themselves going as well, which is good. It's testament for the guys, really, seeing they're on that big kind of losing streak as well. But at some point that has to change, and they've obviously fought hard for it, and they've managed to turn it around. But you know, keep saying it, it's still a fairly long way to go, and Plymouth really need to react to this fairly shortly if they've got any chance of getting back in the game.
Wilshire goes 2 for 2 from the line, and who is champion? Bringing it up now for the Flyers. Full court pressure still here from the Raiders. Taylor into Delpesh. Oh! Two-handed slam, and Marcus Delpesh put it on show for the Bristol Flyers.
Yikes. Did not see that coming there.
Wilshire fires up for 3, knocks it down, and Raiders quick to respond the other way. As Champion brings it up over the half. Champion drives inside, skips it out to Gray. Now Thomas is open for 3, but feeds Delpesh inside. Going to work on Hassan, fakes it, floats it up.
Marcus
Delpesh, quick 4 points for him. And he's really feeding it now.
He is making the most of his court time.
Justin Gray comes up with the steal, and momentum's with the Flyers as Thomas fires up for 3. And there's Taylor on the follow, and he puts it in for 2. And Bristol Flyers are absolutely rampant right now, Gareth.
They're having fun out there. They're enjoying playing basketball. Basketball's fun when things like this happen, and everything's going your way as well. And
Nicholas drives inside. Champion gets called for a technical foul on the flop, I think it is. And that's a tough break there for Bristol Flyers, Gareth.
yeah, it's not the first time Lewis Champion's been called for the flop there as well. Just needs to be a little bit careful. Don't go down too easily. He kind of read the right play, but I think possibly could have stayed on his feet there. So just needs to be a little bit careful with that.
It's a tough one when you've got a player like Dante Nicholas coming at you full speed to try and stay on your feet, especially as a mismatch against Champion. But a technical foul is called, and the free throw is made by Nicholas. And now the Raiders will have a possession here from the baseline. Nicholas into Hassan, who draws the foul, and he's going to go to the free throw line for 2 shots. And a bit choppy exchanges in these last couple of moments.
It's probably not too, I mean, they've picked up 4 fouls in this quarter, but, you know, making Plymouth go to line, earning their points as well, not giving anything easy. I think that's probably quite a good tactic to have, actually. You don't want anything easy, just make it difficult, put the pressure on the free throw line and see what happens.
It's been a tough half for Rashad Hassan. That's his 5th point of the game here tonight. And as for the Flyers, I mean, 4 players in double figures right now, led by Fred Thomas, 16 points. And then you've got McLeod on 12, Del Pesh on 12, and then Chris Taylor, 11 points for him. It's his season high here tonight. As Wilshere fires up the 3, no good. Hassan turns it over the champion, and there's Gray, throws it down on a 2-handed slam.
Nice transition basket there.
Here's Nicholas.
And we've got the sirens going off here at SGS Wise Arena.
And Chris Taylor gets called for the foul on Josh Wilshere. But Chris Taylor, 11 points to go along with 4 rebounds, Gareth. His season high, he's going into the starting lineup, along with players like Marcus Del Pesh, players who have started recent games, you know, off the bench, getting their opportunity in the starting lineup, and really, you know, showing their worth out there tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, these guys are out there playing for the Bristol Flyers, and it's nice to see these guys get an opportunity, and Chris and Marcus have certainly taken advantage of their extra court time, getting the confidence of the coach there to keep them out there and to make plays and have that confidence to, you know, take a few shots and see what happens. And you can see that it's just going to make the team overall a stronger team as well.
You only have to look at the minutes that Marcus Del Pesh was getting last season, on the back end of last season, compared to now. Almost looks like 2 completely different players out there, and that just testament to show the confidence that Coach K is really entrusted in him.
It makes such a big difference having that, the team, you know, when they went for the rough spell, not just coming out of it now, hopefully, were just unbalanced. You know, they didn't have anyone inside to be that presence, and he's making that difference for them. It just gives them that extra option, that extra bit of pressure inside.
Champion fires up for 3 off the mark, with a long rebound force Fred Thomas, and everything's going Bristol's way right now. As Champion's being guarded by Payne. Calls for the screen, but drives inside, all the way to the basket, floats it up with the right hand, no good. Offensive rebound tip to Justin Gray, who fires up from the baseline. That one goes in and out, and the rebound's gathered in by Shelton.
Nicholas stepping out of bounds.
Good defense there, good stance from Champion after he got called for the flop a few possessions ago. And another turnover there for Plymouth Raiders. It's their 11th turnover so far tonight. Thomas now top to Justin Gray, skips it to Panos Mayandombe. Thomas is going to work down low on Nicholas. Turnaround shots off the mark, rebound gathered in by Nicholas. Wilshere. Shelton hands off with Järväläinen. Järväläinen going to work on Gray. Wilshere fires up for 3, back of the iron, long rebound, falls to Ubiaro, drives inside, count it and a foul for Denzel Ubiaro, and now he has a chance to convert a 3-point play. Nice drive there by Denzel, getting to the basket, picking up the and one as well. Again, welcome points for Plymouth. Strong drive though as well. Thought Yunus was lucky there to get away with a face. He had raised his hand slightly in the Bristol player's face there, so got away with that one a little bit. But Plymouth rewarded. And Okoye's back into the game for the Raiders, as Shelton is the one to make way for him. And Ubiaro can't finish on the 3-point play, and that's been a real struggle for Raiders tonight. They've really struggled from the foul line. Yeah, those kind of, say, easier points, and they're struggling to knock those down as well. If things aren't happening with your field goal percentage, you'd hope you get to the line and finish your free throws, but just not happening. They're shooting just 66% as a team. And you compare that to the Flyers, who are shooting 92% from the foul line. And just completely opposite ends of the spectrum. Daniel Adozi gets fouled, and now he's going to have a chance to make 2 free throws. And 8 points for him so far tonight, to go along with 3 rebounds. And him and Del Pesh have had to share the responsibility of guarding Rashad Hassan down low, who currently sits on the bench at the moment. We haven't seen much of Zach Wells. I don't know how many minutes he's had for the game so far. Well, he started tonight's game, but just the 5 minutes so far for Wells. So currently sitting on the bench with his shooting top on as well. So Wilshire takes the seat and Akiki comes back into the game for Plymouth. He's being guarded closely by Champion. Midway point now in his third quarter. It's Bristol Flyers 69, Plymouth Raiders 43. And there's Nicholas guarded by Edozie. He's got that extra step on him, and beautiful reverse layup for Dante Nicholas.
Yeah, not much help been offered there, and I think on one-on-one, Nicholas was always going to win that battle against Edozie, taking full advantage with a reverse layup.
They're led by as many as 29 points, Plymouth, and Nicholas steals it back again, and Dombe gets called for the unsportsmanlike foul there.
Yeah, smart play by Nicholas as well. Plymouth will get the shots and get possession as well. So these kind of things that'll be frustrating Andreas a little bit, you know, just kind of cut out and just let the game play out. But we don't really want sort of silly decisions and turnovers.
And Nicholas converts from the free throw line, and it will be second one to come here for Nicholas, because the Flyers are in the penalty. And of course they will retain possession as well, so chance for Plymouth here to cut the lead down to 20 if they can knock in a 2. Adekoya. Top to Ubiaro, spins in the lane, puts it up, and again Denzel Ubiaro doing what's worked well for him earlier in this third quarter, able to draw the foul.
Yeah, he's causing all sorts of problems in there with his quickness, getting to the basket. Yeah, Bristol Flyers are just picking up all these fouls.
Jaden McLeod takes checks back into the game as Dombe picked up 2 quick fouls there, including an unsportsmanlike foul. And it's Chris Taylor has 4 personal fouls. Dombe, that was his 3rd personal foul. And then McLeod's on 3 as well. So just need to be careful here as they head into the 4th quarter in terms of players getting in foul trouble. Likely won't see Taylor again until maybe midway through the 4th. It's been such a fantastic game for Chris Taylor tonight. Season high, 11 points, 4 rebounds. As Ubiaro converts from the free throw line.
Plymouth doing a good job just chipping away, just to make it a 20-point game.
And the lead's cut down to 20. What was once a 29-point lead has now been cut down to 20. And if they can do that again, they could have a 10-point game in the 4th. Here's Champion, skips it top to McLeod. Now Gray's open on the wing on the other side. Gray against Ubiaro. Shot clock down to 10. Daniel Edozie skips it to Champion, fires up for 3. That one's off the mark. Rebound gathered in, and Lewis Champion gets called for a technical foul there.
And that might be 2 technical fouls for Lewis Champion. That could very well be the end of his game, I think.
Lewis Champion has to leave the court here because, of course, he got that technical foul for flopping. And now a second technical foul means he has to get ejected from the game. He can't actually sit on the bench. As Champion heads back to the locker room, and he will play no further part in this game tonight, Gareth.
Yeah, that'll be disappointing for Lewis and for Andreas as well. There's these little things that are just beginning to add up now as well, which will make you kind of start doubting the way the game's going as well. So Bristol really need to try and put a stop to this Plymouth run.
Now they've cut the lead to 19 points, and there's still 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. And if they can get this near a 10-point game as they go into the 4th, as the 3-ball is no good for Plymouth, could very much well be game on. Here's Fred Thomas the other way, throws it down with a one-handed slam.
That will certainly give you a bit more momentum as well. Fred Thomas, what a game.
Wow, what a play from Fred Thomas. He's doing it all out there tonight.
And that just gives you confidence as well. There we go, we're out of bounds. But those sort of big plays are just when things are not going your way. A big play like that, all of a sudden things don't seem so bad again. So,
big-time players make big-time plays, and that was definitely a big-time play there from Fred Thomas. Here's McLeod. Out wide to Thomas. 2.5 minutes to go in this third quarter. Ball screen comes from Daniel Edozie. McLeod, what a pass there to find Edozie inside. Easy layup for him.
Getting really good production inside as well with Edozie and Delpesh. Really getting some good points in the paint in those post-up areas.
Here's Ubiaro up against Taylor, and he's got to be careful here, Taylor, on 4 fouls. Good defense there, though, and McLeod gathers in the rebound. Thomas is with him there in transition, but McLeod goes all the way and lays it off the glass. And the lead's back out to 25.
Such a good finisher around the basket.
Nicholas floats it up. Strong move there from Nicholas, and they needed that, Plymouth.
Another strong finisher around the basket as well.
It's end-to-end stuff here for both teams. McLeod fires up for 3.
Oh, another bank again.
When you're hot, you're hot.
Oh.
Jalen McLeod.
Smiles all around for Bristol, but hard take for Plymouth, that 2 bank shots.
Wow. Akiki now top to Javalainen, drives inside, and foul is called on Daniel Edozie, I believe, but Edozie and Gray were there. Just when you thought momentum was slowly starting to shift, Lewis Champion got ejected from the game. You felt momentum could slightly turn heading into the fourth quarter. A huge dunk from Fred Thomas, followed by a bank 3-point jump shot from Jalen McLeod. And like you say, I mean, when you're feeling it, you're feeling it.
Yeah, you got to cash him while you can. You've got to cash him while you can. But I think Plymouth are doing the right thing. They know that Bristol are in foul trouble. They keep going to the basket as well, putting them under pressure underneath. So they're doing the right thing.
Javalainen sinks the first free throw. And knocks down the second as well. And Flyers lead 78 points to 54. And Plymouth Raiders got caught playing this full court pressure defense and certainly left them vulnerable at times on the fast break.
It does, but also it gets your energy up for your players as well. If you're kind of full court pressing, it does kind of energize you a little bit, and you're just desperate to try and get your team going a little bit. And it has worked for most of this quarter. They have had some success.
Good advice shot there from Fred Thomas, but Payne goes the other way and can't finish the layup. And McLeod now skips it to Taylor. Extra pass for Thomas, back top to Chris Taylor, and now here's McLeod once again. Final minute of this third quarter. McLeod drives inside.
Big ball, Daniel Edozie.
Unsportsmanlike foul as well, called on the Raiders, and Daniel Edozie, that's what he's become known for, this Bristol Flyers team, really crashing the offensive glass. And he gets rewarded that time with a pair of free throws.
I think you summed it up there, Joel. You know, today the Bristol team are all kind of playing to their roles. You know, they're all doing what they're good at. You know, they're understanding that. They're understanding who's good at going to the basket and spacing the floor, and who's inside and who's rebounding. So it's really good to see that they're all doing what they do well, and they're playing in that way as a team. And that's why they're up in this game.
Daniel Edozie converts on the first. And it's a high five from Chris Taylor, and Daniel Edozie again, a fantastic performance for the Flyers. He now has 11 points off the bench to go along with 6 rebounds, and he's now the 5th player in double figures for Bristol Flyers tonight. Chris Taylor's going to get us back underway from the sideline. Balls into Edozie, back to Taylor. Good ball movement once again from the Flyers, and now Thomas top to Taylor once again. Shot clock down to 6 seconds. McLeod has to fire up for 3 here. Offensive rebound again falls to Jalen McLeod, and can't finish again that time, but it's going to be Plymouth Raiders ball here. A couple of chances there to extend the lead for Flyers, and now 33 seconds to go in this third quarter. It's Nicholas, guarded by Edozie, drives inside, strong move, beautiful finish. Dante Nicholas is really starting to get his offense going. Yeah,
he's starting to warm up a little bit, getting good success going to the basket, again finishing really nicely with that soft touch off the glass. Could he have left it a little bit too late though?
Shot clock is turned off here as McLeod's guarded by Palmer. And they're letting him play a bit of ISO ball here as McLeod, final 5 seconds. McLeod drives to the ring, kicks it out, beautiful shot there from Chris Taylor, and it's the right shot there. Good look for Bristol Flyers, but unable to get it to go. And we've reached the end of the third quarter, and just when you thought momentum was slowly starting to shift in Plymouth's favour, the Bristol Flyers respond, and they have a big lead at the end of 3.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, Plymouth were looking to get back into it, but a lot of that was to do with, you know, Bristol with the unsportsmanlike foul and not boxing out on the defensive end there as well, and Plymouth took an opportunity in fouling as well. Bristol had real kind of foul issues that quarter with Plymouth driving to the basket well, but they managed to dig themselves out. Fred Thomas with a huge dunk to just get that confidence and the game ticking over as well, but yeah, still a long way back for Plymouth.
23 points is the lead as we've reached the end of the third quarter, and it's the hometown Flyers that lead 79 points to 56. Arena, where we've reached the end of the first 3 quarters. The Flyers have a big lead here over Plymouth. They've got it all to do in this fourth quarter, and they really need points, and they need them quick, the Raiders. As Nicholas gets his back underway, drives inside, and the foul is called there. I think it's going to be on Delpech, or no, it's going to be on Fred Thomas, and it's going to send Dante Nicholas back to the free throw line. And had a slow start, Gareth, but Nicholas is now up to 14 points tonight to go along with 5 rebounds. Yeah,
he'd find a way. We said he would find a way, and he seems to be getting the success. Driving to the basket and getting the Flyers to foul him and earning it from the charity stripe there. But yeah, I mean, he's up there with one of the top scorers. And one thing you can say about Plymouth, looking at their results, is that this team know how to score. You know, plenty of games over 100 points, so they know their way to the basket. So they've got the capability of getting big scores, and Flyers have done a good job to hold them below 60 so far.
Well, another missed free throw from the Raiders, and that's been a characteristic of them all night here. Poor free throw shooting for Plymouth. And now Jalen McLeod skips it top to Gray. Gray drives middle, puts it up, no good. Rebound secured by Ubiaro. Ubiaro spins in the lane, almost lost control of it there, but able to retain possession. And now Javalainen works his way down low. Nice move and puts it in off the glass. And it's a quick 4 points now for the Plymouth Raiders.
Yeah, Plymouth doing a great job. Keep saying attacking the basket. Everything they're doing now, they're just putting the Flyers defense under pressure by attacking the hoop.
The lead is 20 here. They once led by 29, the Flyers. And Gray now skips it to Taylor. Now back out to Fred Thomas, this time for 3. Back of the iron. And now Raiders have a chance here to go on a 6-0 run to open this fourth quarter. Ubiaro, nice move, lays it in for 2, and Coach Kapoulas is all fired up on the sideline. He's, you can certainly see he's not happy with the Raiders' start to this fourth quarter, and he calls a timeout on the floor.
Yeah, too many opportunities going to the basket. I mean, that's one thing you don't want to happen, is have those kind of high percentage shots going to the hoop. So he'll be disappointed with his team defense, his help defense there as well. Just too many lanes opening up and getting to the free throw. Well, yeah, if they're not making the layup, they're getting to the free throw line. So they'll have to address these defensive issues. And Plymouth just chipping away there, finding a way to score against this Flyers team.
Well, it's still time for a comeback in this one as Bristol Flyers lead 79-61 with 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. SGS College Arena, where before the break, Raiders able to come out strong in this fourth quarter, force a timeout from Coach Kapoulis as he regathers the troops. And Raiders maintaining this full court pressure here on the Flyers. Thomas brings it up over the timeline. Gray.
He's quite favouring this 1-2-2 press, just looking for...
Jalvalainen gets called for the foul. It was good ball movement to work their way out of the press. And Delpeche is going to head to the foul line now for the Flyers. 12 points and 4 rebounds tonight for Marcus Delpeche, coming off that fantastic 21-point performance up in Newcastle last weekend.
I'm sure I'd like to see this one drop though as well, just to keep that scoreboard ticking over.
Just a 54% shooter from the foul line on the season, so bang on his average there as he goes 1 for 2. And the lead is 19 points here. Nicholas up against Fred Thomas. Nicholas fakes it inside, floats it up, off the mark, chases down the
Oh, sweet pass.
What a save there from Dante Nicholas as he feeds Hassan inside.
What a lovely pass by Nicholas to find the player wide open under the basket. Good court awareness, that.
Double team comes from the Raiders, and the foul is called on Akiki, and you can see his frustration on that one. Raiders head coach Paul James applauding Akiki's efforts. Just a little bit too keen on that one, though. Chris Taylor's going to inbound from the sideline. Ball's into Taylor, and need to get it in quickly here. They get it into Gray. Here's McLeod, guarded by Akiki. McLeod fires up for 3. That's a tough shot there from Jalen McLeod. And now Raiders grabbing the rebound. Here is Nicholas once again. Guarded by McLeod. Bit of a mismatch there. Nice pass to find Jalvalainen, who floats it up. Ball goes in and out. And the rebound's gathered in by Gray, and a jump ball's called there as the possession arrow points towards the Bristol Flyers. Got a feeling, Gareth, it could be a very long fourth quarter here with 7.5 minutes to go.
It could very well be. You know, I'm sure the Plymouth fans want this game to last a little bit longer as well. They don't want to see it get away from them. They're doing a good job getting back into the game.
Wilshire's back into the game as Jalvalainen takes a seat. And now Nicholas will be given the task of guarding Fred Thomas. Here is Fred Thomas.
Yeah, Bristol just need to get back in momentum. The last few offences have been a little bit forced. We saw some lovely kind of team offense in the first half. It's just kind of slowed down a little bit.
Thomas skips it to McLeod. Now extra pass for Taylor. Shot clock at 3 seconds, and it's a step back shot from Chris Taylor, and he gets it to go.
2-pointer.
Chris Taylor gets the scoreboard ticking for Flyers. Zubiaro looks to respond the other way. Offensive rebound.
Nice hands by Thomas.
Thomas with the rejection. And now Fred Thomas pulls up for 3. Offensive rebound by Delpeche, finds Thomas once again, and Gray fakes the 3, pulls up mid-range 2, and a bit too much on that one. The rebound's gathered in by Akiki. Lubiaro mid-range 2, and he's off the mark, and good save there from Taylor, and now Gray's there in transition, puts it up. That's a tough shot there from Justin Gray, and the rebound's gathered in the end by Hassan.
Wow, it's back and forth. Not much end result for either team.
Wilshire, guarded by Thomas, drives inside. He's had a quiet game, Wilshire, tonight, and that's going to frustrate him even more with that missed layup.
Not either team taking control of this game offensively right now.
McLeod, foul's called there on Akiki, and that's the second time he's got caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
And Jalen McLeod's telling him all about that as well. Quite happy to tell him how to play defense.
Timeout is called here by Coach Paul James with just over 6 minutes to go. It's the Bristol Flyers 82, the Plymouth Raiders 63. to the SGS College Arena, where Coach Kapoulas is getting every second out of his time out here, with just over 6 minutes to go in this final period. Bristol Flyers 82, Plymouth Raiders 63. And for a team that's really struggled to get points on the board in recent weeks, now up in the 80s. Gray. Now Thomas down low, guarded by Nicholas. Not loose there, but able to stay with Gray, who fires up for three, and Justin Gray for three drains the triple. Bristol Flyers lead by 22 points.
Yeah, definitely welcome three-point shot that for Justin Gray. Puts the pressure back on Plymouth now.
Here's Nicholas, guarded by Thomas. Balls into Hassan, nice move inside down low. It's a beautiful pass there from Nicholas as well.
Yeah, it was a nice play there. Plymouth doing a good job getting to the basket.
20-point lead now for the Flyers. It's Fred Thomas, Thompson McLeod. Open lane there for him. Jalen McLeod, called as you like, lays it in for two.
Just such a good finisher around the basket for a guard like that, just to get to the basket and finish. Very impressive.
Really has been a pleasure to watch tonight. Jalen McLeod.
Oh, nice pass.
Gets his tally up to 19 points, and now he's Alakoya. Fires up for three. Back iron. Rebound Gray. Taylor looking for Delpesh. Nice pass, and the foul is called inside, and you see all four players running over there. Help Marcus Delpesh back to his feet.
Yeah, it's good to see, particularly when you're in a bit of a rut as well and things aren't going your way, to go and rush over, help your teammate. Those little things do make a difference.
Jalen McLeod has 19 points now to lead all scorers here tonight. 19 points and 8 assists, really getting his teammates involved as well.
Yeah, that's a great job. We'll get a double-double by the end of the game. A couple more assists, every chance.
Still 4.5 minutes left to go in this one. And Raiders have it all to do here in these final few moments. Nicholas now is going to inbound from the baseline. Palmer, back to Nicholas. Nice pass for Wilshire, and that's a beautiful pass there from Nicholas. And Wilshire, who's really struggled tonight, gets his tally going.
Yeah, normally he'll be dishing those ones out, but Wilshire was on the end of that. Great assist.
Defense once again from Plymouth. Gray now gets it top to McLeod, and McLeod just taking the air out of the ball here. Gray's wide open for three. It's a deep three. He's already hit one of those. Chris Taylor, no good on the follow. Raiders have numbers. Palmer's open for three. Palmer splashes that one.
Nice transition basket, but talking about transitions, here we go.
Fred Thomas for the throw down and alley-oop slam. What a play from Fred Thomas, and quarterback football pass.
Oh dear.
And with a turnover for Plymouth Raiders, and that's just about summed up their night tonight, Gareth.
I think it has. I think that man there's probably just left a little bit too late to get himself in the game, and credit to the Bristol Flyers for playing good defense on him, but yeah, just kind of summed up how the Raiders have played, really.
Raiders still playing intense defense here as McLeod brings it up. 3.5 minutes to go in this one. 91 points to 70. McLeod splits the defense, and Wilshire steals it away, and the unsportsmanlike foul there from Jalen McLeod. Just got caught up there with Wilshire.
Yeah, the right call there, just stop the transition there. But yeah, Plymouth being very aggressive on the guards, trying to trap and kind of get that steal there, being very aggressive, and Bristol just quite haven't adapted to that just yet.
Wilshire makes no mistakes on the first, and an 80% foul shooter on the season here. Nicholas, guarded by Gray, now out wide to Koya. Here's Wilshire. Works it down low to Hassan, who's being closely guarded by Edozie, and the hook shot is good from Rashad Hassan. And the lead now is back inside 20.
Oh, loose ball there.
Stolen away there by the Raiders, and now McLeod Brings it up over the half court. Dozy now back top to McLeod, and Coach K just saying, yep, let's calm it down a bit here. Double team comes from the Raiders, and a Dozy looking for it inside. It's stolen away here by Nicholas. Momentum for the Raiders right now here, and Wilshire's open for three. It's off the mark, and it's last touched by the Raiders, and Flyers are going to inbound from the baseline.
And once again, Plymouth being really aggressive on the traps, trying to get steals, and they're getting success from it. Bristol just need to make the easy passes.
Fred Thomas slows it down. 2.5 minutes left to go in this one. Top to Jalen McLeod. Nice pass inside to Dozy, who puts it in off the glass. Strong move there from Daniel Dozy. Flyers have a chance here to crack 100 potentially. Koya, guarded by Thomas, now Wilshire. Down low to Nicholas, turns the corner up against Dozy. Nice dish off there to Hassan, and those two are doing bits inside tonight. Gray now finds himself in the trap. Mayan Dombe is going to bring it up over the half, finds Gray. They've done well to deal with this full court pressure, the Flyers. Gray now feeds it Dozy once again, top to McLeod. Puts it around his back, up off the glass, can't get the friendly roll. And now Raiders need points in a hurry here. Nicholas is stolen back by Jalen McLeod, and can't finish at one end, but gets the job done on the defensive end. And McLeod going all the way, and the foul is called though. Really shown some composure, Jalen McLeod tonight. Really led from the front for the Flyers.
Yes,
technical foul called on
double technical.
Mayan Dombe and Koya, I think it is.
Both teams not letting up, even though the game's done. Yeah, both teams are still playing hard, and Plymouth certainly haven't given up. Keep attacking the basket, and no one's given an inch.
And they've been quite trigger happy on these technical fouls here tonight. Just wanting to maintain control of this game. It's going to be 2 shots for the Flyers as Jalen McLeod steps up to take them. McLeod has 19 points and 10 assists there, so he has got his double-double, I beg your pardon. Triple-double. Only 3 rebounds for Jalen McLeod tonight.
Yeah, he's had a great game. Fred Thomas as well. Marcus Delpesh. There's been some really key contributions, I think, just playing as a team as well. Not too sure what's happening now.
Andreas Kapoulas just speaking to one of the referees just off to the left of your screen. And I think it's just talking about the double technical foul on Mayan Dombe as he takes a seat.
I think Panos has been ejected as well.
He's going to send into the locker room as he joins Lewis Champion.
Crikey.
Well, at least Lewis Champion's got a bit of company now. As he goes back to the locker room. And,
wow, 2 ejections in a game.
And for a Southwest derby, Gareth, it hasn't really been. I mean, we've seen a lot worse in the Southwest derby. Seem to remember a play with Hamid Ali and Elvisi Dusha a little while back. I think a couple of seasons ago. But for a Southwest derby, it's actually been quite tame, this one.
But of course, a couple of those technical fouls were on kind of unsportsmanlike or like an intentional foul call as well. So it hasn't been malicious technical fouls, apart from that last one there.
Referee just speaking to the table officials, and Jalen McLeod's getting set to take his second free throw, and been quite a long break in play here. Just over a minute and a half to play in the game. 95-76 is the score, and Wilshire again finds himself cutting back door, and defense stands tall. Here's Jalen McLeod, able to work his way out of traffic, now feeds Gray. Of course, a big doubleheader weekend for the Flyers. Back in action tomorrow. They take on Surrey Scorchers. McLeod's layup is no good. And the game against Surrey Scorchers tips off 7:30. You can catch that right here on livebasketball.tv as Flyers look to work their way back into playoff contention. And that's the 4th team foul on Bristol Flyers. Jalen McLeod picks up his 4th foul, takes a seat. As the fans applaud McLeod's efforts tonight.
Well deserved as well.
He'll take a seat for what will likely be the remainder of this one.
And Plymouth's talisman takes a seat as well. Dante Nicholas takes a seat.
As he finishes with 15 points to go along with 7 rebounds. And as you can see, Paul James emptying the bench now. Ubiaro knocks down the 3.
But as we rightly said, sometimes it can go down to the head-to-head, so, you know, it's still worth playing basketball right now.
Gray, guarded by Ubiaro. Final 40 seconds here. And it looks like Flyers are going to come out on top with a memorable win in the Southwest Derby. Gray finds himself on the deck. Jump ball violation is going to be the call. It goes to the possession arrow, which points towards the Plymouth Raiders.
Well, it's certainly me get an interesting game to commentate on today. Plenty of talking points, some great play.
For Bristol Flyers, who just 1 win in their last 11 games, all competitions, going to return to winning ways here against the Plymouth Raiders in the Southwest Derby. Final 23 seconds left in this one. Shelton puts it up, no good. Gray gathers in the rebound. Shot clock is turned off, and all Gray has to do now is get it up over the half court, and there it is. The clock will tick down on this one, and Bristol Flyers have returned to winning ways here at the SGS College Arena. It's an emphatic performance against their Southwest rivals as they come out on top, 95 points to 79. And what a way to return to winning ways.
Yeah, good team performance by Bristol there as well, right from the get-go. Really, the first half, great team basketball, solid defense, and be really excited if they can maintain that momentum tomorrow against Surrey. You know, the Flyers give themselves every chance of getting into the playoffs and potentially doing something, but they need to maintain this high level.
Well, Bristol Flyers, 6 players for them in double figures, and they were led by Fred Thomas and Jalen McLeod, who had 20 points apiece. And McLeod also had a double-double to go along with his 10 assists. The Plymouth Raiders had Nicholas really struggled in the offensive end, but ended up with 15 points and 8 rebounds. But it is the Bristol Flyers that go home with bragging rights in the Southwest Derby for another year as they take to head-to-head against Plymouth Raiders. They do meet once more at the end of April, so that certainly will be another great game to watch. But for tonight's game, Bristol Flyers 95, Plymouth Raiders 79 as they head into tomorrow's action, and they do take on Surrey Scorchers at 7:30 p.m. You can catch that right here on livebasketball.tv, and then of course on Sunday it's the BBL Trophy Final. London Lions taking on the London City Royals, and what a game that will be. Make sure you catch that one. And for Gareth Till, I'm Joel Osborne saying so long, and we'll see you next time.